Okay, let's get down to business. When talking about the oldest civilization of mankind, did it begin in the lower reaches of the Nile River in North Africa or the Mesopotamia in West Asia? There have been controversies in the past. Ancient Egyptian civilization was the first cradle of human civilization. However, evidence from archaeological excavations in recent decades shows that there is increasing support for the Mesopotamian civilization to have begun earlier. Then you may have to ask, how do you know that the Mesopotamian civilization was earlier than the ancient Egyptian civilization? Then we need to talk about the meaning of the word civilization, especially the difference between civilization and culture. In Chinese, the word civilization originally meant bright literary talent, which comes from the Book of Changes. It is said, if the dragon is built in the field, the world will be civilized. Kong Yingdao wrote that if the world is civilized, the yang energy will be in the field. History gives birth to all things, so the world has articles and is bright. Later, after continuous changes and development, the meaning of this word gradually increased. Civilization refers to a state of social progress, as opposed to barbarism. Culture refers to a way of existence. Having culture means a certain kind of civilization, but not having culture does not mean barbarism. Although culture and civilization are connected, there are also certain differences, which can be seen from the following aspects. First, from a time perspective, culture existed much earlier than civilization. It is generally believed that the emergence of human language marks the beginning of culture, so primitive society had culture. It has a history of 2.5 million years. Civilization only appeared when human culture developed to a certain stage. It only appeared after human beings entered class society. It is generally believed that civilization began with the use of writing, the emergence of metal tools, the formation of nations, etc. Therefore, the civilized era that human beings began is only 7 or 8,000 years old. British anthropologist Taylor believes that civilization is a specific stage of human cultural development and a certain period in cultural evolution. It is a subculture within culture, because only advanced culture can be called civilization. Dawson believes that civilization is the product of a specific primitive process in which a specific nation exerts its cultural creativity. Civilization has its limits, but culture can spread in many directions. Therefore, the spread of civilization is the best event to judge the characteristics and vitality of civilization. Modern American cultural historian Philip Babbage proposed that there are 9 major civilizations in the history of human culture. They are First Egypt, Babylonia, Co-Mesopotamia civilization, including a series from Sumeria to Neo-Babylonia. The second subcivilization is China, India, and the Athenian civilization, which includes 2 independent civilizations, Greece and Rome. The above are what most people call the 4 major ancient civilizations, or the 5 major civilizations in the world. And then there is Peru, and Mesoamerican civilizations, including the Aztec, Olmec, and Maya subcivilizations, and finally the Mesoamerican civilization, which began in the 10th to 11th century. Western Europe in the 19th century, and the Jindong civilization, including Free Thailand, Persia, Eastern Roman, and Islamic subcivilizations. He also proposed the concepts of marginal civilization and secondary civilization. Therefore, from the perspective of hell, the concepts of civilization and cultural sphere are somewhat similar. Culture can spread diversely from many directions. Third, from the content and form point of view, civilization is the inner part and culture is the outer part. Civilization is the intrinsic value of culture, and culture is the external form of civilization. The intrinsic value of civilization is realized through the external form of culture, and its meaning is expressed with the help of the intrinsic value of civilization. Civilization is the content and culture is the carrier. If we keep this carrier, civilization can continue. If we lose this carrier, civilization will disappear. Therefore, culture exists everywhere there are people, culture, and humanization. Civilization mainly refers to the essence of cultural achievements. Culture has positive and negative aspects. while civilization refers to a state of progress. Culture is divided into positive and negative, good and ugly. Civilization refers to the state of progress, which enables human beings to continuously develop from cuteness to civilization, from barbarism to elegance. Civilization is a state of cultured society, as opposed to barbarism. Civilization is the positive result of culture, the essence and wealth created by human beings in practice. The positive outcome in culture as a sign of human progress, an enlightened state, is civilization. Human civilization is based on progressive culture. Without the development of progressive culture, there will be no development of civilization. In short, culture is a concrete, perceptual, and practical ideology. Civilization is a general, overall, historical form. Culture creates civilization, and civilization promotes culture. Culture is opposite to nature. Civilization is opposite to barbarism. There is civilization within culture, and there is culture within civilization. Culture emphasizes lifestyle, and civilization emphasizes positive results. Civilization has a positive, affirmative, and positive meaning, while culture has both positive value and there is also negative value. From the above, we can simply say that civilization is an advanced and progressive culture. For example, before the emergence of philosophy, religion, and art, there were only Meng Huang history and Yuan history, tribal history. There may have been corresponding Yuanshi culture at that time, but it cannot be said that there was Yuanshi civilization. The word civilization in English, civilization, originates from Latin cilis. Its essential meaning is the ability of people to live in cities and social groups. Invisibility is also a state of advanced social and cultural development, as well as the process of reaching this state. It covers a wide range of fields, including national consciousness, technical level, etiquette and religious thought, customs and habits, the development of scientific knowledge, etc.